we've got your attention. Let the games begin. Game cartridges assembling. Greetings. Game loading. Mind your fingers. Keep working, you rust buckets. Uh-oh. 1 zeros, 1 zeros. I don't know. I just can't seem to get it right. First game up, mugshots.
My name's Verity. I bust bad guys. You want to help? Come on in. We got 4 suspects pinned down. 3 of them are guilty. Listen to their stories and spot the mistakes. The ones that lie did the crime. Today we're interviewing 4 performers from the Dingaling Brothers Circus. 3 of them pulled off a daredevil robbery of an armored car yesterday. Remember, only one of these clowns is telling the truth. The other 3 are lying. Speaking of clowns, first up, Buttons Ha-Ha.
You're joking, Verity! I was rehearsing for my new act as a one-man band. I play the kazoo, the bassoon, and the caboose.
How does that sound to you? Are the kazoo, the bassoon, and the caboose all musical instruments? Let's move on to Pex Armstrong, the circus strongman.
You can't strong-arm me, detective. Yesterday, I was bending metal bars with my pinkies. Let's see, I used titanium, terrarium, and aluminum.
That's quite impressive, Pex. But are those all metals? Now it's the Russian trapeze artist, Ivana Flipova.
Verity, darling, I'm innocent. I just flew back from Mother Russia this morning. That's Russia, as in the largest country in the world.
Hey, I could look that good too, if I had that face and that figure. But is Russia really the biggest country in the world? Finally, there's Gilberto Whiplash, the one-armed lion tamer.
I didn't knock over an armored car yesterday. I was picking out sheep's wool because I'm knitting my mama a cashmere sweater.
One-armed knitting. He must be good. But does cashmere really come from sheep? Well, just like I figured, each criminal all but confessed. Did you spot the mistakes?
I play the kazoo, the bassoon, and the caboose.
Buttons is gonna be one sad clown. A caboose isn't a musical instrument. It's the last car on a freight train.
I was bending metal bars with my pinkies. Let's see, I used titanium, terrarium, and aluminum.
The only thing Armstrong was bending was the truth. A terrarium isn't a metal. It's a tank where you keep plants and small animals.
I was picking out sheep's wool because I'm knitting my mama a cashmere sweater.
You'll have time to knit sweaters for the whole family where you're going. Cashmere comes from a special kind of goat, not sheep. Bye-bye, Whiplash.
That's Russia, as in the largest country in the world.
Ivana's not just another pretty face. And she's not lying either. Russia really is the biggest country in the world. She just better stay away from my boyfriend, or there's one trapeze artist who's headed for a fall.
You know, we can learn a thing or two from even the most peculiar people. Even the revolting slob, who seems to be about ready to...
Eat lunch!
Lunch? But you're dressed for football.
So?
Well, it must be hard to eat with all that equipment on. The revolting slob doesn't seem to realize how out of place his helmet and shoulder pads are for eating lunch. Does this make his equipment A, inaudible, B, inappropriate, or C, indescribable? The answer is B, inappropriate, which means not fitting or out of place.
Hey, touchdown!
You seem to like football.
Yeah.
Why don't you go play that instead?
Not very good.
Oh, come on. I'm sure you're terrific.
No, bad.
But everyone says you're a wonderful player.
They're wrong.
The revolting slob doesn't have any confidence in his football skills. Does that mean he lacks A, self-assurance, B, self-pity, or C, self-defense?
No.
The correct answer is A, self-assurance, which means a belief in one's abilities.
Touchdown!
My word, what a catch! The revolting slob is celebrating his amazing play.
Go, Slobby.
Is he being A, annihilated, B, annotated, or C, animated?
Booyaka!
The correct answer is C, animated, which means full of life and movement. Let's review. The revolting slob's football equipment is most inappropriate for eating lunch.
Not good.
When it comes to playing football, the revolting slob was lacking self-assurance. But after his remarkable catch, he became quite animated. And you might also be interested to know that annihilated means completely destroyed, which is what would happen if there were, say, an explosion. No slobs were harmed in the filming of this show.
Game time in 10 seconds. Skip pad.
Hey, cats. It's your friend Sketch here to lay something heavy on you. Just 'cause you got eyes doesn't mean you always see. You got to get the whole picture before you really know what's going down. Don't believe me? Well, I'm going to show you some pages from my sketch pad, but not every page. See if you can tell what's happening before I show you the missing pages. You dig? Now picture this. Two strong dudes are clearing a big field for plowing. Those cats work all day long. By the time they're done, they're mighty thirsty, baby. The only problem is they can't reach down far enough into the well to get some water. There's no bucket and no rope. But somehow those dudes find a way to get all the water they can drink. Crazy, man. Are you switched on and with it? Can you figure out what really went down before I lay the missing pages of my sketch pad on you? Remember, you can look, but you don't always see. Check it out. Now, you might think some tall cat came along and gave them some help, but it ain't that. Or you may be thinking a quick rainstorm went passing through, but it ain't that. Or maybe you think they found a super long pipe and used it like a straw, but it ain't that either. So you gotta ask yourself, If those cats can't get nearer to the water, how can the water get nearer to them? By raising the water level, man. They dropped stones in the well, and the water level came up to meet them. Just like when you take a bath in a rubber-dub tub. Are you seeing it now? Groovy. Like I've been telling you, when you really use your eyes, you're gonna draw the right conclusions.
Professor Rocket, and who, may I ask, are you? Never mind, we don't have time for idle chit-chat, because it's time to play Psycho Math! Whoa, what's up with that? Okay, here's how Psycho Math works. I'll show you an equation, but instead of numbers, I will show you some pictures. Now listen up. You figure out what numbers the pictures stand for and solve the problem. It's as easy as pie, and even more delicious. Ready? Let's get with it. Okay, let's start with the number of the day that New Year's Eve falls on. Then add it to the number of spaces in a tic-tac-toe game. Then divide it by the number of notes in a musical scale. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. You got the answer? You take 31, the day New Year's Eve falls on, add it to the 9 spaces in a tic-tac-toe game, divided by the 8 notes on a musical scale, and the answer is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now you're doing Psycho Math rocket style. Now, get ready for the next one. The number of holes in a standard golf course. Next, add the number of the IQ of a rock. Here's a hint. It's not too smart. Then, take away the number of lives 2 cats have. How you doing? Did you figure it all out? So, what does it equal? We got 18 holes in the golf course, plus 0 IQ points for that dumb old rock, minus 18 lives, that's 2 times 9 of the 2 cats. And it equals 0. Z-E-R-O, 0. And you thought 1 was a lonely number. Okay, this is the last one. But who's counting? Me, that's who. The number of dollars in a grand. Then you subtract the number of years in 5 centuries. Minus the number of centimeters in a meter. You got the answer? I know you do. Let's do the Psycho Math. There are $1,000 in a grand, minus 500 years in 5 centuries, minus 100 centimeters in a meter, equals 400. I said 400. Okay, I can't take it no more. Professor Rocket has to lie down and rest his aching brain so he can be ready to kick it with more Psycho Math. Until then, Professor Rocket's out.
Watch your backs. Coming through, coming through. Thank you very much. Hey! party.
Good evening and welcome to the haunted house party. Tonight we will enter the netherworld where you will be compelled to guess who our mystery guest is. And what a dead-on coincidence, for our guest of honor has just arrived. See if you can identify him before you too are nether.
Good evening, my fellow dead friends.
May I take your robe, sir?
I'll keep it with me. I'm expecting some reasonably ill weather.
Very good, sir. What is that smell?
You'll have to excuse me. I've been traveling in rather close quarters with a number of livestock. Deodorant is in short supply.
Haven't you ever heard of a shower?
Of course. In fact, I've been expecting quite a large one presently.
I'm sure the rest of the guests will be ecstatic.
I wouldn't think so. This one's going to be a doozy.
Oh, not to worry, as even if it rained for a week, Madame has a plethora of boats at the ready.
They better be at least 300 cubits long, because it'll be raining 40 days and 40 nights. Luckily, I've built a humongous seaworthy vessel to keep all aboard safe.
I see. But won't being sequestered for that length of time cause your livestock to become awfully tense?
Ah, yes, little schmarty pants. I've thought of that. That's why there'll be 2 of each animal on board. You know, that keep each other company.
So, do you recognize our ghostly guest? Let's cut through the clues. He's traveling with animals. He's expecting it to rain for 40 days and nights. He built an ark, and he will have 2 of each animal on board. The mysterious mystery guest is...
Yes, I am Noah. And with all this lightning, I'd say we're in for one heck of a downpour.
Not to worry about the flood, my friends. As you see, we're already dead. Tune in again next time when you're all invited to the haunted house party.
Who's got the next game? Poop or scoop?
Ladies and gentlemen, hey, I'm talking here. That's better. All right, it's time once again to play Poop or Scoop. Can you tell the straight scoop true from the animal poop false? Test your knowledge of the animal kingdom by separating fact from fiction. Let's dive right in with our first animal. Poop or Scoop. All starfish have 5 arms like a star. How about it? Does every starfish have 5 arms? If you think I'm just pulling your leg, vote poop. But if you think you've got to hand it to me, go Scoop. And the answer is, it's pure poop. Most starfish do have 5 arms, but the crown of thorns starfish can have as many as 19. Isn't he something? Let's give him a great big hand. Or 19 of them. Moving right along. Poop or Scoop. The average rhea can run faster than 50 miles per hour. Don't rush to a decision, but if you think it's true, vote Scoop. If not, vote poop. And the answer is, it's the straight Scoop. Yes, sir. Rheas can really run 50 miles per hour. They may not be much for flying, but those strong legs mean they can even outrun a racehorse. I guess that's what the flap's all about. Here's another one for you. Poop or Scoop. The pufferfish gets its name because it puffs air out of its mouth, making it the only fish that can swim backwards. If it sounds like I'm blowing smoke, go poop. But if you believe it, Go scoop. And poop it is. When threatened, the pufferfish swells up like a balloon. It makes itself too big to fit in another fish's mouth. Poison glands don't make it any tastier. These little guys are called cicadas. Poop or scoop. Some cicadas live underground for almost 20 years before seeing the light of day. What do you say? Do these flying insects really spend years and years underground? Straight scoop! And the answer is, it's the straight scoop. The Magicicada, or 17-year cicada, is born, then buries itself and doesn't come up again for 17 years. But when he does, look out! Millions of his cousins do the same thing at the exact same time. They swarm trees and make a huge racket for about 6 weeks before they give birth, and the whole 17-year cycle starts all over again. Well, kids, that's all we got for you today. If you got only one right, you're a party pooper. 2, and you're a pooper scooper. 3 makes you a super pooper scooper. If you got all 4 questions, you're what else? A super duper pooper scooper. I'm telling you, you can't get this kind of entertainment just anywhere. So please, join us again next time for Poop or Scoop.
Loading. Check. Next game up, Riddle Snake.
In the dark and mysterious recesses of parts unknown, there resides the strange and riddle-wise creature known only as the Riddle Snake. His music is enchanting, and his riddles are perplexing. So look close and think even closer and closer and closer. The riddle is, what runs, yet it has no legs? What runs, yet it has no legs? What runs, yet it has no legs? And the answer is a nose. A clever answer, but a little crude. I guess that's why he's the Riddle Snake and not the Miss Manners Snake. So long.
It's time for Crashbox Rewind, where we flash back through the show and remind you how smart you really are.
The Magicicada, or 17-year cicada, is born, then buries itself and doesn't come up again for 17 years. But when he does, look out! They swarm trees and make a huge racket for about 6 weeks before they give birth, and the whole 17-year cycle starts all over again.
So, do you recognize our ghostly guest? He's traveling with animals. He's expecting it to rain for 40 days and nights. He built an ark, and he will have 2 of each animal on board.
Yes, I am Noah. You got the answer? You take 31, the day New Year's Eve falls on, add it to the 9 spaces in a tic-tac-toe game, divided by the 8 notes on a musical scale, and the answer is 5.
When it comes to playing football, the revolting slob was lacking self-assurance. But after his remarkable catch, he became quite animated.
Well, that's it for now. See you next time. Hey, play Crashbox at HBOforkids.com. Well, now that we've got your attention, let the games begin. Cartridges assembling. Greetings. Game loading. Mind your fingers. Keep working, you rust buckets. Uh-oh. I don't understand. Every day it seems to be the same problem. Ugh, revolting slob.
You know, we can learn a thing or two from even the most peculiar people. Today, for example, it looks like the revolting slob seems to be a teensy bit under the weather. Oh, what a shame. I'm afraid the revolting slob has a cold. Excuse me, Mr. Slob. I know that it was unintentional, but you really should cover your mouth when you sneeze. That's because your cold is A, combustible, B, contagious, or C, conditional. The answer is B, contagious, which means having an infection that you can give to other people. Phew! Oh,
Here.
why, thank you.
Use this.
The revolting slob has just offered me his hanky. Unfortunately, I can't accept it because it's A, unleavened, B, unhygienic, or C, unheated. The correct answer is B, unhygienic, which means the tissue is dripping with nasty germs. You know, if you want to get better, you really should drink lots of fluids. You know, drink lots of water. Oh, dear. I'm afraid you just drank your dirty dishwater.
Good.
But it won't make you better. You know, you actually look well for a revolting slob. My, what a change. Has the revolting slob now A, recuperated, B, recorded, or C, recanted? The correct answer is A, recuperated, which means to regain one's health. Let's review, shall we? Revolting slob's cold is contagious. I can't accept his germ-infested handkerchief. That would be unhygienic. Poor slob. He's very sick.
Top of the world,
But his amazing return to health shows he has recuperated. And by the way, Mr. Slob, you might be interested in knowing that combustible can mean violent agitation causing an explosion. No slobs, contagious or otherwise, were harmed in the filming of this show.
Next game coming up. Greetings. Game cartridge loading. Check.
Ahoy, matey. Shiver me timbers. Yo ho ho. Look alive, ye lollygaggers. I'm the incredibly dead Captain Bones. I've been sailing the seven seas for an eternity, and I'll tell ya, I'm a bored stiff. The only thing that saves me from going stark raving mad is making up math puzzles using nothing but me own bones. Now watch closely, and just do as I say, or I'll surprise the life out of ye. Just watch me bones. Let me show you what I mean. What's the matter? Can't handle a little math puzzle? Now you know that 1 and 1 don't come to 3, but can you fix her up so she makes sense? Just by moving one of me bones? Are you paying attention? There you have it. 1 plus 1 equals but 2. Weren't nothing to it, if you roll up your sleeves and concentrate. Got the idea? Good, 'cause you're to navigate the high seas without me on the next one. First, let me shuffle up me bones. Now, don't be telling me that 5 plus 7 equals 5, or I'd swear the scurvy's gotten you to be sure. So can you fix me bones and set her straight? Remember, you're to move only one of them, just like I showed you not a moment ago. What's taking you so long, you little... If I could step through the screen, I'd slap some sense into ye with me bony hands. All right, here's a clue for you. Me bone must move from one side of the equal sign to the other. That means 2 numbers need to change. 5 plus 1 is what then, eh? Arr, enough already. Can't a pirate rest in peace? The answer is 5 plus 1 equals 6. You lint brush using. Oh, does my hair look all right, whimpering pretty boys? I suppose I'll be needing to show you a second time. If that was too tough for you, next time I'll be sure to cut all the crusts off first, you finger sandwich nibbling, salad fork kneading dilettantes. I'd rather die. Again.
Come on, you buckets of bolts! What are you gonna give to me? Get the lead out! Ooh, look at that! Wow! Hey, you want one? Here, take this. Fine. Skip pad!
Hey, cats. It's your friend Sketch here to lay something heavy on you. Just 'cause you got eyes doesn't mean you always see. You got to get the whole picture before you really know what's going down. Don't believe me? Well, I'm going to show you some pages from my sketch pad, but not every page. See if you can tell what's happening before I show you the missing pages. You dig? Now picture this. 2 fathers and 2 sons decide to go fishing. The dudes had themselves a real fab day. In fact, everybody catches themselves a fish. When they go home, they count up the fish. But dig, there are only 3. Like I said, 2 fathers and 2 sons all catch a fish, but only 3 fish are caught. Crazy, man. Are you switched on to the scene? Can you figure out what really went down before I lay the missing pages of my sketch pad on you? Remember, you can look, but you don't always see. Check it out. Now, you might think the 2 of them cats caught the same fish, but that ain't it. You may be thinking they had 1 fish for lunch, but that ain't it. Or maybe you were thinking one of those fish got away, but that ain't it either. Truth is, each person got exactly 1 fish. So you gotta ask yourself, when can 2 fathers and 2 sons be only 3 people? Are you seeing it now? When one of them's a father and a son. Can you dig? The little boy's father is also the older man's son. That makes 2 fathers and 2 sons, but only 3 people. And that means 3 fish. Like I've been telling you, when you really use your eyes, you're gonna draw the right conclusions.
Ladies and gentlemen, hey, I'm talking here. That's better. All right, it's time once again to play Poop or Scoop. Can you tell the straight scoop true from the animal poop false? Test your knowledge of the animal kingdom by separating fact from fiction. And if you don't think we've got a really big show for you, listen to this. Poop or scoop? Some rodents weigh more than 100 pounds. What do you think? Can rodents really get that big? If you smell a rat, say poop. But if you think this tale is true, call it the straight scoop. Straight scoop! The answer is, it's the straight scoop. When you think of rodents, you usually think of rats and mice. But the king of all rodents has to be their big cousin, the capybara. Capybaras live in the Amazon and can grow to weigh as much as 140 pounds. Wow! Poop or scoop? The rhinoceros's horn is made of hair. What do you say? Is the rhino's horn made of hair? If you think you can just brush that aside, vote poop. But if you think this is one hair-raising story, vote scoop. It's the straight scoop. That's right. And I'm not talking about a little bit of hair on their chinny chin chin. In fact, the rhinoceros's horn isn't really a horn at all. It's made of, you guessed it, hair. Only it's wrapped so tightly together, it makes for one tough customer. Talk about your bad hair day. Okay, now chew on this one. Poop or scoop. Cows have 4 stomachs instead of 1 to help digest all that grass. What's it gonna be? Poop or scoop? Do cows have 4 stomachs? If you think it's a bum steer, go with poop. If it rings a bell, scoop. The answer is, it's the straight scoop. Digesting all that grass can be awful hard on the stomach. That's why cows have 4 of them. They chew grass, churn it in their stomachs, then chew it some more. I kid you not. Okay, kids, this little fish known as the wrasse can swim safely among predators because it's deadly poisonous. Poop or scoop? Is the wrasse safe from predators because he's poisonous? The answer is poop. The wrasse is safe from these nasty predators, not because he's poisonous, but because he keeps their skin and teeth free of bacteria and parasites. Now, if they can only find someone to do their hair and nails, well, kids, that's all we got for you today. If you got only 1 right, you're a party pooper. 2, and you're a pooper scooper. 3 makes you a super pooper scooper. If you got all 4 questions, you're what else? A super duper pooper scooper. I'm telling you, you can't get this kind of entertainment just anywhere. So please, join us again next time for Poop or Scoop.
Where are you going? Stay away from this thing and put that stuff over there. Okay, boss. Boss, where are you going? Stay away from that thing. And put this stuff over there.
Okay, boss. I'll do it right away, sir. Whatever you say, boss. Next game coming up. Work. Greetings. Haunted house party.
Good evening and welcome to the Haunted House Party, where the dead and the no longer breathing come to meet and greet. Tonight you must speculate who our mystery guest is. Oh look, our guest of honor has just arrived. Attempt to identify him or her, or there will be grave repercussions.
Good evening, my dead countrymen. Ah! An asp!
Not to worry, milady. It's only the Master Snakeskin belt.
I trust he's remembered his suspenders.
Rather.
You see, I've got a bit of a problem with fatal snake bites.
Understandable. May I get something for you?
Would you have milk?
Of course. I'll get you a glass.
A glass? Oh, I'll need about 40 gallons.
40 gallons? Why, you could take a bath in that.
And so I will. It's my moisturizing secret that protects me from the dry desert air.
And what desert would that be?
Oh, you know, the one with the sand. You could find me right past the Sphinx, third pyramid on the left.
But won't the milk wash that striking makeup off your beautiful eyes?
Oh, please. They're not so great.
Wrong, my dear. They're hypnotic, as you are. I think you're just in denial.
Not in denial. From the Nile. In fact, I was known as Queen of the Nile where I ruled.
Then you must be...
Correct. I am...
Wait a second! Let our friends at home be the first to guess who you are. Here are the clues. She had a fatal run-in with a snake. She bathed in milk, wore heavy eye makeup, and was known as a beauty. And she ruled the land of the pyramids and the Sphinx. Our ravishing mystery guest is best known to all as...
Cleopatra, Queen of Denial. I mean, the Nile.
And I am the horrid one, King of the Vile. Tune in again next time when you're all invited to the haunted house party. Woo!
Who's got the next game? Radio Scramble!
Radio KBOX.
Hey, all you juicy fruits and M&Ms, this is your big boss with the hot sauce, Jumpin' Johnny Jumble, or as we say here,
Jumpin' Johnny Meatball.
That's because here at Scramblin' Radio, we twist 'em and you fix 'em. In other words, my name is really
Jumpin' Johnny Jumbo.
And that's how it works. Demented hits, deranged words, and you have to unscramble the letters we'll be hurling out at you. Dig it. Let's start it off with Connie Fusion and her new whacked-out hit, Pre-AT-Trium.
That guy is such a hottie. He knocks me off my feet. He leaves me with a fever and my face red as a beet. I got a pre-AT-Trium. I'm really burning up. A pre-AT-Trium, 'cause he's such hot stuff. A pre-AT-Trium. Someone call 911. 'Cause I don't think I'll survive this pre-AT-Trium.
Man, that was cold. That was Connie Fusion with Temperature. Did you get it? And now it's time for another
Commercial spot.
Hey, you heroes and heroines. When walking isn't your thing anymore, why not stop in at Johnny Jumble's Suit Racks?
If your body's out of whack, you're right high on a suit rack.
It's sale time with Suit Racks reduced so low, Johnny loses money on every deal. And if you want to drive off in one today, remember, our salesmen aren't very bright, so you'll have to use the real name, Used Cars. Did you get that one, baby? I knew that you could. And now it's time for...
Scrambling Sports with Billy Bowl.
Thanks, Johnny. And today, we take a look at the lighter side of sports with the wild and wacky world of Twiglearns. The grand old sport of Twiglearns announced a radical change in its rules, as from now on, opponents can only fall down if they are really hit. In addition, only genuine blood is acceptable. Most Twiglearns fans had no comment, as they already think Twiglearns is real. Of course, leaping from the top rope and shoving your knee into your opponent's stomach will continue to be allowed, for without it, it just wouldn't be wrestling. And that's it from the world of sports. Now back to Johnny.
Thanks, Billy. And now it's about time to sail this old showboat into the sunset. So until tomorrow, this is...
Jumpin' Johnny Plumjet.
That's Jumble. Dig it.
What's your next? Coming through, coming through. Game time in 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
It's time to play 10 seconds, where you've got to read between the lines and think up the answers before time runs out. So now you know how to play. You got 10 seconds. The answer is high tide. Next one. The answer is upside down cake. Mmm, delicious. What's next? Did you get it? It's adding insult to injury. Ouch! You got 10 seconds to get the next one. The answer is the calm before the storm. Okay, here's your last one. The answer is double trouble. Well, that's it for now. So keep your feet on the ground and your head in the clouds until it's once more time to play 10 seconds.
It's time for Crashbox Rewind, where we flash back through the show and remind you how smart you really are.
She had a fatal run-in with a snake. She bathed in milk, wore heavy eye makeup, and was known as a beauty. And she ruled the land of the pyramids and the Sphinx.
Cleopatra, Queen of Denial. I mean, the Nile.
When you think of rodents, you usually think of rats and mice. But the king of all rodents has to be their big cousin, the capybara. Capybaras live in the Amazon and can grow to weigh as much as 140 pounds.
When can two fathers and two sons be only 3 people? Are you seeing it now? When one of them's a father and a son. The little boy's father is also the older man's son.
Revolting Slob's cold is contagious. I can't accept his germ-infested handkerchief. That would be unhygienic. Poor Slob.
Well, that's it for now. See you next time. Now that we've got your attention, let the game begin. Game cartridges assembling. Greetings. Game loading. Mind your fingers. Big work at you, Rust Buckets. Great. Megabytes, terabytes, downbytes, gigabytes. First game up, distraction news.
And now, Distraction News with your anchor person, Dora Smarmy.
Good evening. I'm Dora Smarmy, and welcome to Distraction News, where we give you the news and then ask you 5 questions about what we've just reported. So make sure you're not distracted. Now, for our top story today, how bees make honey. The female worker bee flies from the hive to a flower. When she arrives, she climbs in, and using her hollow straw-like tongue, she drinks nectar, a sweet, sugary juice in the flower. The nectar enters the bee's crop, or honey stomach, a sac separate from her real stomach, where she mixes it with important proteins, called enzymes, which keep the nectar fresh. When she is fully loaded with nectar, she returns to the hive where she pours out, or regurgitates, the enzyme-rich nectar into a small wax cell. We call these wax cells the honeycomb. Because the hives are warm, a constant 95 degrees Fahrenheit, the water heats up in the nectar and evaporates. What we're left with is sweet honey. Ah! Hey, buzz off! Okay, now let's see how well you were able to remember the facts. And be sure to count how many you got right. Where does the worker bee get the nectar? From a flower, the fridge, or rotten fruit? The answer is a flower. How does the bee drink the nectar? She savors it slowly, through her hollow straw-like tongue, or through her stinger. The answer is through her hollow straw-like tongue. In the honey stomach, the nectar is mixed with proteins called bee juice, honey mix, or enzymes. The answer is enzymes. When the bee is full, she regurgitates it where? On her shoes, the flower, or the cells of the honeycomb? The correct answer is the cells of the honeycomb. And finally, what evaporates, leaving just the honey behind? Beeswax, pollen, or water? The answer is water. So, how did you do? Honey was a pretty sticky topic, eh? Okay, so I'm a cardboard anchor and not a cardboard comedian, so sue me. Well, that's all the time we have for today. But remember, don't ever let anything distract you from watching Distraction News. So long.
This has been Distraction News with your favorite cardboard cutout anchor person, Dora Smarmy.
Hey there! Next game coming up!
Game cartridge loading. Check.
Ugh, revolting slob!
You know, we can learn a thing or two, even from the most peculiar people. Observe. Hello, revolting slob.
Huh?
My, the revolting slob is wearing pajamas in the middle of the day. Shouldn't you be getting dressed?
Must sleep.
Well, if you aren't too tired, I'd like to teach the viewers a few new words.
Bah.
Goodness. Apparently, the revolting slob wants to sleep all day. So, viewers, is he A, fatigued, B, fanatical, or C, fastidious? The correct answer is A, fatigued, which means very, very tired. Okay, time to wake up, revolting slob.
The itsy bitsy spider went up the water spout.
Oh. I believe the revolting slob is talking in his sleep. Let's listen in, shall we?
Down came the rain and washed the spider out.
Listen to that accent. Is the revolting slob sounding A, arrogant, B, articulate, or C, asymmetrical?
Up came the sun and dried.
The correct answer is B, articulate, which means to speak clearly.
What happened? What?
Excuse me, revolting slob, but when did you start being so articulate?
I don't know.
What are you talking about? Don't you remember what you were just saying?
No.
So, apparently the revolting slob doesn't know that he was talking in his sleep.
No.
That's because he has no A, resurrection, B, reconstruction, or C, recollection. The correct answer is C, recollection, which means to remember something, unlike Mr. Forgetful here.
Must sleep.
Shall we review? When the revolting slob is very tired, he is fatigued.
The itsy bitsy.
Speaking clearly is called being articulate.
What happened?
And having zero knowledge about what just happened is showing no recollection. And coming from the revolting slob, not a shocker. Oh, yes. By the way, reconstruction means to put something back together. For example, like the revolting slob in a few moments.
Oh, my.
No slobs were harmed in the filming of this show.
Professor Rocket. Do you know how I got my name? From my dad, fool. And because I can count down, blast off, then play Psycho Math. Okay, now for how Psycho Math works. I'll show you an equation, but instead of numbers, I will show you some pictures. Now listen up. You figure out what numbers the pictures stand for and solve the problem. Are you ready? Then let's do some Psycho Math. Okay, let's start with the number of stripes on the American flag. Then add it to the number of hands on Captain Hook. Then divide it by the number of peas in a pie. You know, like the saying. That reminds me, eat all your vegetables first. Then you get Psycho Math for dessert. Now, you got the answer? You take the 13 stripes of the American flag, add it to the one hand on Captain Hook, the other is a hook, get it? Divided by the 2 peas in a pie, and the answer is 7. You heard me, 7. That number is a slice of heaven. Now, get ready for the next one. The number of signs of the zodiac, plus the number of quarts in a gallon. You with me so far? Then take away the number of sides on an octagon. All right, now, what does it equal? We got 12 signs in the zodiac, plus 4 quarts in a gallon, minus 8 sides of an octagon, giving us 8. You heard me right, I said 8. Some say you're crazy, but I think you're great. Okay, here's the final one. The number of degrees in a circle. Here's a hint. It's a nice round number. Then subtract the number of seconds in a minute, minus the number of dollars you get for passing go in the Monopoly game. You got the answer? Well then, let's go. There are 360 degrees in a circle. minus 60 seconds in a minute, minus $200 equals 100. That's right, 100. Yeah, you are one beautiful number. Okay, I've got to quit, because I'm all out of psycho math. These numbers don't grow on trees, children. Oh, but wouldn't it be a beautiful world if they did? Yes, it would. Until that time comes, Professor Rocket's out.
Hey, folks, this game is Eddie Bowl.
Dally-hoo, kids! How's it going? Your old pal Eddie Bull here at the exciting Walla Walla Washington Zoo. This week we're going to...
Eddie Bull, he's incredible. He really is incredible. He's simply the best of the bunch. There's simply no disguising that he's so appetizing that we want him for our lunch.
Guess what? Some wacky zoo dweller decided to make dessert out of me again. Now, I can take a joke as well as the next guy, but the next guy ain't rolling around in here being digested. If you guys figure out what animal swallowed me, maybe I can find my way out. Okay, everybody, here's your first clue. Although they live in Florida, they're not retired. Okay, they're the only mammal with a shell. But if you hold it up to your ear, you cannot hear the ocean. Maybe that's because their shell looks more like armor. That's right. Whoa! Whoa! Next clue coming up. They love to burrow into the ground and eat insects. Whew, man, dirt and bugs. Whew, are you getting hungry yet? Okay, one last clue. It defends itself by rolling in a ball of armor. Armor, right. You got it? Of course you do. In Latin, it's Decippus novemcinctus. Whew, that's a big word. But if you want, you can just call it the armadillo. Which means it lives in Florida, is the only mammal with a shell that looks like armor. It burrows into the ground and eats bugs, and it rolls into a ball to defend itself. But me, I like to defend myself the old-fashioned way by calling, help! Help! Uh-oh, looks like I'm out of here again.
Eddie Bull, he's incredible. He really is incredible. And we want him for our lunch.
Come on, you buckets of bullets. What are you gonna give to me? Get the lead out!
There you are.
Take this. Bye.
Ahoy, me land jamming friends! This here's Captain Bob with a different kind of cool running. I can't get back to my beautiful home in Jamaica cause I'm stuck in this tank. No worries, man. I got me Rasta sub and me dreads swinging to the music. Look at this.
Can you help
the deal. Now I'm gonna show you 3 things. And you got to tell me what they all got in common. But you got to do it before the water runs out of my tank. Let's go, gang. We got to get jamming.
Use your eyes, use your brain before his crews go down the drain.
Like I said, we got 3 things. We got a football, a congressional bill, and a test. What do they all have in common? Quick, the level be dropping. A football, a congressional bill, and a test. What do they all have in common, man? Do you see it now? They're all things that you pass. You pass the football. The congressmen be trying to pass bills. And if you be working hard, you be passing your test. Now this is fun. Next clue.
Before all ball hits the bottom, find what these 3 got in common.
What's this now? We got a golf ball, a car, and a nail. Can you figure out what ties them all together? Think hard. The water's already running away. Come on, people. You got a golf ball, a car, and a nail. Hurry! That drain big luggin'. Time's up, man. They're all things that you drive. Tiger Woods be driving the golf ball. You drive your car. And construction workers be driving a lot of nails into the buildings, man. Ain't that cool? Well, that's it for today. Join me in me take next time for another round.
We have gotten Bob. Now he's jamming in his song.
Next game coming up. Greetings. Next game on the way. Dirty Pictures.
My name's Verity. I bust bad guys. You want to help? Come on in. We got 4 suspects pinned down. 3 of them are guilty. Listen to their stories and spot the mistakes. The ones that lie did the crime. Today, we're interviewing 4 members of the Baker Street gang. Seems 3 of them were selling fake watches to the tourists yesterday. Remember, only one of these guys is telling the truth. The other 3 are lying. Let's start with Stu Rumplitz, a.k.a. the Peeper.
You're blind, Verity. I was out whale watching yesterday. I saw a whole bunch of mother whales with their babies. The little ones are called pups, by the way.
Are baby whales known as pups? Next up, Jimmy Hudsucker, a.k.a. Jimmy the Geek.
I am utterly irreproachable, Detective Verity. In other words, I'm innocent. Yesterday, I was working on my toothpick scale model replica of Monticello. In other words, Thomas Jefferson's home.
In other words, you're a dweeb. But is Monticello really where Thomas Jefferson lived? Let's turn to Jean-Pierre La something or other, a.k.a. Frenchie.
This is some of your bad American humor, no? I am innocent of the charge. I was taking a lovely cruise along the Amazon River yesterday. That's the longest river in the world, don't you know?
No, I don't know. Is the Amazon really the longest river in the world? Let's finish up with Hassan Pfeffer Flug. Her name's so ridiculous, she doesn't need a nickname.
You haven't been doing your homework, Verity. I am not guilty. Yesterday, I was studying the 7 wonders of the ancient world in history class. Too bad none of them are still standing.
That's funny. Her name, I mean. But are none of those ancient wonders of the world still around today? Well, just like I figured, each criminal all but confessed. Did you spot the mistakes?
Baby whales are called pups, by the way.
Even the Peeper can see he's going to jail. Baby whales aren't called pups, they're called calves.
The Amazon River. That's the longest river in the world.
Frenchie's joining his friends up the river. The Amazon isn't the longest river in the world. The Nile is.
Did you know that none of the 7 wonders of the ancient world are still standing?
How about the pyramids of Egypt? They're still around. That's more than I can say for Flug, because she's going to jail.
Monticello. In other words, Thomas Jefferson's home.
Count on the brainiac to be right. Monticello really was Thomas Jefferson's home. You know, Jimmy's the kind of guy I could really fall for. In other words, if he tried to kiss me, I'd jump off a cliff.
It's time to play 10 Seconds, where you've got to read between the lines and think up the answers before time runs out. So now you know how to play. You're on your own. You got 10 seconds. The answer is leap year. Next one. The answer is sleeping like a lug. What's next? Did you get it? It's ants in your pants. Yo! You got 10 more seconds to get the next one. The answer is quick on the draw. And here's your last chance. Oh my! The answer is running late! Well, that's it for now, so keep your feet on the ground and your head in the clouds until it's once more time to play 10 seconds!
It's time for Crashbox Rewind, where we flash back through the show and remind you how smart you really are.
We got a football, a congressional bill, and a test. Do you see it now? They're all things that you pass. You pass the football. The congressmen be trying to pass bills. And if you be working hard, you be passing your test.
The armadillo!
It lives in Florida. It's the only mammal with a shell
That looks like armor.
It burrows into the ground and eats bugs. And it rolls into a ball to defend itself. But me, I like to defend myself the old-fashioned way by calling, help!
Let's go. There are 360 degrees in a circle. Minus 60 seconds in a minute. Minus $200 equals 100. That's right, 100.
The female worker bee flies from the hive to a flower. When she arrives, she climbs in and using her hollow straw-like tongue, she drinks nectar, a sweet sugary juice in the flower.
Well, that's it for now. See you next